up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty kangaroo, full units getting played. Always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. It's Tuesday, so you know what that means. Today we eat as we have ribeyes with Mike, as long as the pitchers that I'm going to talk. Well, I may have wrote some books today, guys, so enough small talk, and let's just get to the motherfucking monies. If you haven't already, smash the like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. First pitcher we're going to talk today is Spencer Strider at the Nationals. Opened 5.5 at -105 on FanDuel. It's now +114 to the 5.5. Pitching outs are not available. Earned runs 1.5 -125 juice to the over. The projected lineup is 7 lefties and 2 righties. Now, Strider gets the Nationals, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking below league average, striking out just 20.5% of the time with a middle-of-the-pack ISO. And we get Strider straight off the IL with no rehab game. Granted, he did throw a sim game where he went 65 pitches and 5 innings of work, and his velo opened up at 95-96 in the first inning and declined every inning after. Snedeker says it's not due to injury. It's due to him not taking any pitching or any live practices in the last month. So the question is do we want to bet Strider on a pitch count? As we got to cap him around 75, 80, and if they let him go past that, that's just a bonus. But this is their prize arm, and they're going to baby him if needed. Yet this is a divisional game, and we do have some past history. In 53 at-bats versus projected lineup, Strider has only struck them out at a 25% clip. I say only because that's good for most, yet that's not Strider. All in all, this is not the same Nationals team he has seen in the past. As since Strider has come to the league, I have looked for zone contact, and the key has been zone contact. Has played out again in his first start of the year versus the Blue Jays, where he ran into one of the best zone contact teams in the league. And so what? He didn't hit his K-prop. Well, the Nationals over the past few years, guys, have been in the top 5 consistently when it comes to zone contact. Well, it's a different year, and they're middle of the pack. And when I run this projected lineup, we have 6 of the 9 league average or worse at zone contact, as well as 6 of the 9 who chase. Whoa. If you want to chase for a Strider, guys, good fucking luck. His chase contact is the best in StatCast history, let alone the guy pounds the zone the way he pounds it. If you're not going to make contact, you're in for a long night. So as crazy as it sounds, I may have to get on Strider, even on a pitch count. Now, I hate asking someone to get more than 1 per inning, yet if there was a dude to do it, it would be old Mick Strider. So all in all, if I do get in, guys, I'm debating on, do I go half, do I go full, as I think I'm going to get in half unit once the lineup comes out, and the full unit's going to come due in the second inning. Is his velocity still there in the second inning? I expect him to come out ready to ramp. I expect to see 98, 99 in the first. Do we get that again in the second? Because if the velo's still there, like I expect it to be versus real hitters in a real park, this man's due for a day. As I go, guys, and look, and I look at what he's done versus this team, and then I look at fastball slider combo. Who was the last guy who had that elite combo who's seen this team? How about Hunter Green, where he had himself 12? as I've got Strider for 6.75 on 22 batters or 75 pitches. So the question is that I need to answer, and is his velo going to be there? That's the if his velo's 99, 98, like it is, and it has been, this guy gets 7 in his sleep, 6 in his sleep. It threw 5 innings of work versus this lineup. Now I go back and I look through the past. He got hurt in 2 games last year. He's had 1 game this year. So we go back to 2023. Seen the Nationals 3 times, 2 times that can really count it as the first game was the very first game of the year, and I don't take those into nothing. Now he did see them on a back-to-back last in 2023 to end the year. He had 4 in the first game, 7 in the second game, not going past 5 to 6 innings in any game. He never made it to 6. Well, let me tell you guys, that lineup and both of those lineups had 6 out of the 9 better than league average at zone contact. This is not the same Nationals team. If we get Strider, who has been Strider, this is going to be an easy fucking over today for him. So you're going to see me on Strider. It's just how much do I invest on this man? Dylan Cease, guys, at the Blue Jays morning line, 5.5 minus 104 on FanDuel. It's now plus 102 on FanDuel. Pitching out 17.5 minus 150 to the over. Earn runs 1.5 minus 175 to the over. Projected lineup is 5 righties, 4 lefties. Cease gets the Blue Jays, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are walking league average, striking out just 21% of the time with a top 8 isolated power. And I'm not saying they're a good team at not striking out because they're one tough son of a bitch. I'm about to say, though, that they have had some easy matchups in this time span. As they seen Baz, where he is zone contact dependent, and he had 6 strikeouts in 4.2 innings versus a good contact team. That was a good day. I don't bet Pepio, yet he had 7 and 6 innings of work. Then a series with the Guardians and Angels, both who don't have a right-handed pitcher I would even look at. Then the Mariners, where Miller hasn't been that guy this year, and he went straight to the IL after the game, so not much to put in there. And then Castillo. Castillo hasn't been that strikeout guy over the past 2 years and hasn't been on my radar one blip this year. And he pitched a good game, but only had 3 strikeouts. Now, the one guy I fucking care about, and we talked about him last week, is Jack Flaherty. Spin doc bet him. I fucking pussed out, pied out, call it what you want. Knew it was going to happen as the chase was there, and Jack Flaherty went out and in 5.2 innings of work had 6 strikeouts. Well, good news, guys, is Cease is like Flaherty. They are chase dependent for me to get in on them. And when we look at this lineup, we have 6 of the 9 who are league average or worth it chasing, with one of the guys who don't chase has struck out 3 of his 6 at bats. So we've got 6 guys who chase plus 1. Please and thank you. But we get a 5.5 because it's a Blue Jays team. We get a 5.5 because they're one tough son of a bitch. Well, how has Cease performed at a 5.5 this year? Cease is 3-0 to the number 5.5 when they have dropped them versus good contact teams. And when we look at his straight up to the metrics, guys, he has been, I believe it's 6-2 to the chase if we just followed the chase, and that's just 5 of the 9 either which way. And we have 6 of the 9 who chase in this. So the only other time he's seen 6 of the 9 all fucking year was the Atlanta Braves when he opened the year when he got 7 strikeouts in 4.2 innings. I like waiting for spots. This is not a spot that I'm going to stomach well by betting it. I'm going to have to put a fucking unit on it. I don't want to put a whole fucking unit on Cease versus the Blue Jays. That just sounds like a fucking headache. But when the book talks, the book talks. I don't get to tell it when to. I mean, you think I wanted to play Ribeye versus the fucking Royals last night? No, but when the book talks, the book fucking talks. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. Tarek Skubal, guys, at the Cardinals, opened up 6.5 minus 152 on FanDuel and 8+ everywhere else. It is now minus 130 to the 6.5 on FanDuel and good plus money on the 7.5 everywhere else. Pitching outs 18.5 minus 150 to the under. Earn runs 1.5 minus 115 at a pick'em. Projected lineup is 6 righties and 3 lefties. Scooble gets the Cards, who over their last 200 plate appearances versus lefties are walking around league average, striking out just 22% of the time with a top 10 isolated power. Yet I already know these numbers are fraudulent, guys, because when the dogs have came, they have fucking barked. As Cole Raggins cashed his 6.5 minus 140, yet didn't catch the plus money shot that I took at 7.5. Luzardo went 7 innings and cashed his over 5.5, yet it was minus 150. Yet I bet it, but he only had 6 that day. And then Sanchez had an out-of-body experience, getting 8 punch-outs in 6 innings, where Mackenzie Gore gave up 4 runs and had 7 strikeouts in 6.1 innings. So if we take their strikeouts and divide them by the number of batters they've seen, the Cardinals team is striking out at a 30% clip when they've seen the dogs. Yeah, it says 22, but that's versus everybody. I only bet on dogs. And these guys are, and this is the dog of all dogs. Now, can we bet him here? That's the thing. As we already know how FanDuel works, guys. I have preached it to you over the last 2 years. I was the one who found this out as I tracked it. And if FanDuel posts a different number than the other books, you better fucking pay attention, because at a 70+% clip, FanDuel's fucking right, bro, when it's a split number. So right now we have a 6.5 minus 130 at FanDuel, a 7.5 everywhere else. That tells me, just off of what I've seen, just off of fucking watching what's happened in these type of spots, that 7's probably his best day today, guys. So let's get into it. It's simple. As I use zone contact with Scooble, it's been the metrics where if you followed it to the under or over this year, you are 7-2 to the metric, as long as it has 5 of the 9 one way or the other. So I run this projected lineup for zone contact, and we have 6 of the 9 projected better than league average when it comes to zone contact. Now, the only other time that this has happened this year is the Royals game, where Scooble went 5 innings with just 4 strikeouts. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, it's over or nothing. Pay the juice if needed. I don't know if I'm going to get there personally to fade the metric that is 7-2, but yet we got 2/3 of the number that say they're good at zone contact. Now, what I'm going to tell you is numbers are like lawyers. They don't necessarily lie to you. They just don't tell you the whole truth, and it's our job to decipher them. And by listening to the games that I bet on, guys, I listen to them on the radio, I get why the Royals only had 4. They have a great approach when it comes to Scooble. They've seen him multiple times. They try to go the opposite way. They do not try to pull it. Poke, 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 poke. With a good contact team trying to make little fucking contact, it works. The Cardinals are not a fucking hit the ball the other way type team. I've seen it. These guys chase way too fucking much to be trying to put the ball in play. So it's over or nothing. I'm not going to get there personally, as it's just minus 150 steep for what I see him getting at best. If I'm betting minus 140s to 60s this year, bro, if it's a straight up bet, I don't think I've fucking lost one. Knock on wood, baby Jesus, don't strike me down. But you gotta know you're right when you're betting minus 150s and pluses, guys, or even minus 140s. At minus 150, you need to hit at like a 64% clip to break fucking even. All right, like I ain't trying to break fucking even, guys. And through the years, if it's minus 140, 50, I'm hitting it a really good fucking clip, because everything's got a bark for me to get in. And right now, guys, just because it says under don't mean I'm taking a fucking under, guys. I am a over better, and I'll look for my spots to bang the overs. Speaking of spots where I thought I was going to let go, but good God almighty, looks like I might have to get in. Jesus Luzardo at the Rockies, open 7+ plus 120 on DraftKings. It is now 5.5 minus 107+ on FanDuel. Once again, the sharper book is not budging this way, though. Instead of it's on the under when it comes to Scooble, they're not budging on the over right here. Projected lineups is 8 righties and 1 lefty. Luzardo gets his shot at the Rockies, who over the past 200 plate appearances versus lefties are the Rockies. Well, kinda. As they are walking league average, they're striking out 25% of the time, yet they seem to be hitting the ball somewhat better as they have a top 10 ISO in that time span. Well, Luzardo went out there and went 7 innings and sorry, guys. As Luzardo, guys, I have to go back to where I wrote. My bad. So a top 10 ISO in that span. As Luzardo has been good to us and true as true can be to his metric. He is 9-0 to his key, which I use as chase. So if the lineup has had 5 of the 9 or more pointing to the under or over, that's the way this man's prop has gone. And when we look at this projected lineup for this key that we use, there could be a monster day for Luzardo as 8 of the 9 projected chase, with the one that doesn't chase has struck out 4 of his 6 at-bats versus him. Now, I thought this would be the first time I don't look to back Luzardo when the lineup is showing the over, especially clear as day. And that's because we're in Colorado. And this is a show, guys, a show me first type state. You cannot just go in there looking to bet guys all the time on Colorado on their first time. It's not going to pan out. Luzardo hasn't been to the Rockies since 2021, and in those 2 games, he didn't make it out of the 4th inning and only had 2 strikeouts in each of those games. Now, I didn't bet Sanchez yesterday, but what I told a few who asked was the pitch mix to get there is what he has. The sinker changeup, as the changeup plays well in the thin air. Now, I have a rule you got to show me before I bet you. But I was also freaking digging and was just going to throw Luzardo to the wolves. But nah. I had ample time today, so I dug deeper. And I didn't bet Lodolo when he was in the Rockies, and this man had 9. Well, what I'm getting at is Lodolo's curveball and Luzardo's sweeper are near mirror images when we look at the observed movement by pitch type and within 1 degree of a clock when we talk spin-based movement, with the common outlier being neither of them have a 12-6 type pitch. It is more 4-5 of a clock quadrant to a 3-4. So at the end of the day, guys, he didn't throw a fucking sweeper back in 2021 when he got rocked in the Rockies. The pitch he uses the least is his slider, and that's the pitch not to use. He has a changeup with really good whiff. And I'm going to have to get in on some Black Jesus today, guys, as I didn't think I was going to, as it shows that he got clacked the 2 times. But, dude, that's why we dig. And we see that he added the sweeper and that this sweeper plays like Lodolo's curveball, and Lodolo fucking 9-pack these bitches. We've got the chase that we need. When I run the whiff, guys, I come up with 9.75 on a fucking bad day. So, DraftKings wants to be cuck fucks and drop them to a 5.5 minus 150. If that's there when this lineup comes out, I will split unit bet and I will put more on the 5.5, some on the 6.5, and I'll probably throw a dart throw on the 8, because if I'm right, I'm fucking right. If I'm wrong, I'm not paying minus 150 for that shit. I'm going to pull it down to a minus 125 by splitting the bets. Do me a favor, guys. If you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, please, I sent you the link, my friend, but I will send it again. There it is. My bad, guys. Mike was like, where's the fucking link, Sharpie? My Twitter, freaking Tennessee weather, didn't want to send it. So do me a favor. If you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. This will be the last pitcher we're going to talk today before we get to the hitting props. If you want to go back and listen, go ahead. I will timestamp them after the show. I'm looking to back Strider. I'm looking to back Cease. I'm not going to back Scooble today, though the lean is still over. If I could bet 7 exactly, I would probably do that. I think 6-7 is where he ends. Luzardo going to get the hammer dropped on him. And what do we do with Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus the D-backs? Morning line, 5.5, minus 135 on DK, minus 125 now on DraftKings. Pitching out, 17.5, minus 125 to the over. Earn runs, 1.5, minus 160 to the over. Projected lineup is 6 lefties, 3 righties. Yoshi gets the Diamondbacks, guys, who over the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching are the Diamondbacks. They're walking above league average, striking out just 17% of their at-bats with the best isolated power in the game. And this, to me, is a back-to-back scenario. As yes, it isn't a true back-to-back, but for me, if you see the same team in a 15-day span, that's how I treat it. And just 10 days ago, Yoshi got baptized by these D-backs, going 5 innings, giving up 5 runs while striking out 4 that day. And that day was like his last start as well, as these were the first 2 games this year that he has gone on just 5 days rest, then pitch, where he has been getting 6 to 7 days rest in between every start until that time span. You're going to hear me talk about it all the damn time. Pitchers are freaking creatures of comfort. Japanese pitchers are even more creatures of comfort. So once again, guys, this will be his 3rd straight start on 5 days rest, where he's given up 3 or more runs in the other 2 games. As I will always, like I said, I will always tell you, they're creatures of comfort. Now with Yoshi, guys, I've used zone contact as the key, not counting the Japan game where people were all on limits. Yoshi has had 5 of his 8 games being gradable, where it has 6 of the 9 being good or bad at zone contact, and Yoshi is 4-1 to the metric, being under or over. When it has said under, he is 3-1 to the metric, while averaging just 4.3 strikeouts a game in his losses. I mentioned this because the D-backs team is really good at zone contact, and was one of his games where he had just 4. Well, what's going to change? Well, I'm going to tell you that as a baseball guy, it's not the Diamondbacks who have to change. It's the pitcher right here. And one other thing, too, about the Diamondbacks is they do have some drastic splits. They strike out 18% at home compared to 22% on the road. They're on the road, and Yoshi's at a 5.5 juiced. Everything, including the metrics, including how he's performed to the metrics, is telling me this should be an easy under, as well as what the books pay attention to. And that is past history. In 48 at-bats, he has struck them out just 18.5% of the time. So we have a team only striking out 17%. We have a team who's only struck out 18% of their at-bats versus him. And yet he's a juiced 5.5 to the over. I'm not telling you how he fucking gets it today, but by reading the books and listening to the books, guys, and being on point like the way I have been over the last few weeks, the books are screaming for under money, bro. They are begging you to bet the under. I'm not going to go out there and bet the over just for shits and giggles. Now, will it be on my little $10 Hail Mary parlay? You fucking right, it will be. But at the end of the day, what seems like an easy under, seems like the books want you to bet the under. And when they've done that with these Japanese pitchers this year, with Senga and with Yoshi, go with the fucking books is all I can say. Go with the fucking books. Well, fellas, we just talked the 5 pitchers that I'm looking at today. And thank God I had most of the work done and I was able to do some extra digging, because I found that little nugget on Luzardo today. I had to call Spin because I don't look at clockworks on pitches, man. That ain't me. He does. So I'm like, hey, Spin. And I send him pictures. I'm like, are they identical? And he goes, bro, yeah, they are. Fuck, they're almost fucking close. I was like, bro, Luzardo's sweeper is Lodolo's curveball, and we've got a better version of it. So at the end of the day, guys, if you want to hear who I'm backing or why, go ahead, hit the replay. I'll put timestamps in later. If you want to know what I'm betting, pay attention to Twitter. I will post all my action on the days we have shows. A guy who just doesn't take no break, a guy who goes non-fucking stop, he may go to the depths of the ocean and hide and hibernate. But this fucker doesn't sleep, guys. He doesn't sleep. And you know who I'm talking about. It's a 16-footer.
Megalodon, the size of really 2 school buses. Are they extinct? Are they extinct?
That's the big question.
What's the new evidence now? A satellite photo near Sao Paulo. When you compare them next to the first photo, I'd say that's a 70-foot shark.
That's a 70-foot shark. What's up, my guy?
What up? What up, my brother? How are you? How things going?
Cannot complain, bro. May's been good. Life's been good. Rode the jet skis on Sunday. Fuck. I just am kicking myself in the throat for not unloading clips, bro, for pieing out. I haven't bet Merrill Kelly all year. Merrill Kelly, bro, I go tell my group, like, bro, last time he's seen a lineup like this, he got 9. This is worse. Fucker goes out and hits 11 at a 5.5. I don't ladder him. I don't put multiple units on him. No. Okay. And then Lodolo. I had 300 sitting in the card on the fucking 5.5, had 100 on the 6.5, and I was gonna fucking go hard. Then the lineups came out and it moved to a 4.5, and I got scared and just bet a unit. And the fucker goes out, strikes out 7 in the first 4 innings, and I'm just kicking myself. Even though I won, I'm beating myself down. Like, I'm leaving money on the fucking table. I need to just unload, not be a bitch.
Dude, the fucking Pirates are that bad too. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Well, there's a couple bad teams that are across the Major League Baseball ranks here. How about them Baltimore Orioles, man? Everyone's favorite darling last year, and I'll tell you, I was on him yesterday. I had one loss yesterday. I had parlayed a home run thing together that lost as well, but my side that lost was Baltimore. They score, they go down, they're down 4-1, they tie it back up. I'm thinking, hey, I might be alive. And no, they blew it 5-4. 9 runs between those two shit teams. Anemic offenses, Sharpie. Anemic at best. And yet, 5-4 final, and that's the way they go. But that was the only loss on the side yesterday, man. It was firing. It was a firing day yesterday. Had a lot of great dogs out there that cashed for us.
Robbie Ray Day, bro. It's real. Robbie Ray Day is real.
Robbie Ray, though, how about this? What was he, undefeated on the year? And took his first L yesterday. So the under
Not for me. Not for me. The fucker's fucking
the whole fucking game. It was awesome.
He had his K-prop early, man. Like, when he gets the lineup that chases, I don't care if you're the Royals who are good, the Diamondbacks who are good. If you chase, good fucking luck. And I say that about Robbie Ray. Spencer Strider is the elite of the elite, and he got a team chasing. Ooh, Spencer Strider better put his dick down out today, boy.
I'll tell you what, that's a good way to kick her off here, because I was looking at Keybump Ruiz. I thought Keybump had a good shot at making things happen. I mean, Keeber had a good shot at making some things happen here today, but I guess there's a couple things that kind of.
He's a good contact guy. He's one of the guys that I do have for low strikeout percentage.
2 or more hits in 4 of his last 5 games. If they haven't played on the previous day out there, his price tag at plus 190. Spencer Strider, it's his second game back, coming back from his rehab assignment and or from whatever it was that had him ailing out there. I thought Keybump was a good spot out there. Plus 190, not the worst of price tags here. It's a divisional battle, so I certainly can appreciate that these guys have some experience against one another out there. And the Nationals just maybe gain a little confidence after that Baltimore series, trying to find the right groove on this thing out there. So plus 190, let's put him in. Let's lock him in.
I don't hate it. The reason why I won't go full bore, I mean, I keep telling my this, and I probably need to. I need not be a bitch, but his velo was down in his sim game at 96, 95, and then every inning after it tick down, tick down, tick down, tick down. Now this is throwing to nobody. This is nobody in the crowds. So I do, like I was saying when I broke him down, I do expect the first inning to be fucking ramped up, jacked up, ready to go. The velo to me in the second inning is key. But still, even with the velo, Ruiz is one of the tough guys, bro. He's a tough guy.
The challenge that I have, if you look at this lineup here, now granted, it's Spencer Strider in aggregate, but he dominates lefties. And there's a lot of lefties in that Nationals batting lineup. So that was a longer shot that I wanted to take a swing at, no pun intended here, because man, Strider's terrible against righties. The cultural divide between lefty and righty when this guy's sitting there on the base or at the bump is ridiculous. It's like 3x. He's at 333 against righties. I'm going to this one is strictly me taking a shot on a pitcher coming back. And what did we see the other day with McCullers? Not his last start, but the one before that. But got nuked for a 9 spot in that first inning. So I'm going to take a shot and see if there's going to be some runs. Why not take our guy in the 4-hole? The key to the whole process there for this Nationals team, I guess. And we'll take a shot for 190. Why not?
Gotta get in there, bro.
Getting where you fit in is what you always say.
Yeah.
I know, cuz here, let's go. Let's keep her going. Let's talk about a guy that's struggling to fit in right now. And that is Juan Soto. Now, you can cap all kinds of different ways. We can look at the metrics. Everybody can look at the metrics. We can look at the lefty righties. We can look at what they've done in their last 7 days. And that's a very important part to the cap. But sometimes you have to use the externalities. What's happening peripherally with these guys? And I'll tell you what, I nailed it 2 days in a row with the NHL in first goal scorers. Austin Matthews. I was like, man, they're shitting all over Austin Matthews. He hasn't produced for squat for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's take him to score the first goal plus 1,000. He goes out that next game. He scores the first goal. Then we see Xander Scheifele for the Winnipeg Jets. Pops passes away. They're not sure if he's playing. I said, oh, he's playing, and he's scoring the first goal, and he picks up a 14-1 out there. How about Juan Soto? They're shitting all over this guy. Oh, he wanted to be a Yankee, but his family wanted him to be a Met. You know that New York media is not like anything else. And look, you got to want to shut it down. Even if you're one of those guys that says, I don't pay attention to the social media or to the news. Bullshit. And you're playing the Red Sox, elevated market. The fans are going to be loud. You got to get motivated or you just don't have a fucking pulse. And look, if he's going to do it out there, again, lefty-righty matchup, well, he's got himself a pretty favorable situation when it comes to Walker Buehler. Walker Buehler, a pretty solid 193 against righties. Juan Soto's a lefty. He's at 300 against lefties out there. So to me, look, Walker Buehler is pretty run-of-the-mill. 5.5-ish strikeouts per, start. 2 walks or so per pop out there. There are 17 at-bats, 4 hits for Juan Soto. You look at his last performance, even though the sky is falling and they're questioning his hustle, he's still got 3 hits in his last 16 at-bats. He's been walked 6 times, so they still fear this guy. And, as bad as much as I believe in what the Phillies are doing out there from a Mets perspective, you can't keep losing. At some point, they're going to flip it, switch back on. They had a terrific start to the year. I said this all the time. Things happen in bunches. We see them win a bunch, then we see them lose a bunch. The Mets have kind of gotten to that point where they lose a bunch here. I think they can certainly go out there, at least put some runs on the board against this Red Sox team here. Buehler-Holmes matchup screams over to me, but I'm going to take Soto plus 175.
Bro, at that type of price tag on Soto, yeah, thanks for having a bad year because that you're not going to get that when he warms up.
Nope, we'll be in 115s or so by the time we get to the All-Star break, right? So, hey, speaking of things that are heating up here, I put my nuts on the line, Sharpie. That's what I did. Took them out. I dropped them on the line, and I said, hey, everyone's dismissing this Angels team. I said they were playing the Padres. I said, look, when they get done with this Padres series, why can't they get 10-4 over their next 14 games out there, flip some things around, pick up some great plus tag money out there? Did not expect them to sweep your Dodgers.
I was saying, are you trying to have me accidentally kick you off my screen right now, bro?
Plus 180s or more was ridiculous, but did take him again last night. Now 4 straight games. I need him to go 6-4 over the next 10 games to be able to hit that mark that I threw out there, and they're going to have some great plus money at it. And the reason being, we talked about these guys preseason. There's a lot of bats in this Angels lineup. You're catching that point of the season now where you're seeing pitchers for either the second time or they've had, 5-6 games under their belt and they might start loosening up and getting to that point where they started the season strong and they kind of regress a little bit. And that's where solid batters, I think, have the opportunity. Yesterday, didn't quite get their team total, but I cashed on the Angels money line. And I cashed on their team total parlayed with the Phillies at 3.5. I took it down from 4.5. Part of the reason, who's the guy that's going out there fucking firing hand cannons? Taylor Ward. Guy's got a home run in each of the last 3 games out there. He leads the team with 27 RBIs. Check this out, though. It's not just that he leads the team with 27 RBIs. 17 of them have come on the road. He prefers to play on the road. And what do we know about this rinky-dink, bink-bonk baseball field out there? Well, it's a hitters-friendly park. You got Gunnar Hoagland. Talk about that lefty-righty combination. 211 versus lefties. 370. Almost the worst on the board against righties out there. Guess what Taylor Ward is? He's a righty. I'm giving you guys the slow pitch softball answers here to make everybody feel a lot better about themselves. And then last but not least, the fucking weather. Mid-80s, wind blowing out, 5-6 miles an hour. Perfect hitting conditions, plus 140. Taylor Ward going to give us our third look of the day here. Let's go, fucking Angels. I still like this team total overs. I think the way you attack these Angels here is you look for the plus money on them on the side. especially if they're playing a team like Oakland. Oakland should not be a favorite. And then the other side of things is take a look at their team totals. Maybe you do take it down a run. If you're getting 3.5s and you're laying some juice, probably a decent way to play it. If you're getting 4.5s and you're getting plus money, think about going to the 3.5s and parlaying it with something else. But Taylor Ward, think about getting his ass across the RBI line at plus 140 for us.
Man, get in where you fit in, bro. Like you said, but fuck. I watched Kershaw versus the Angels.
Yeah.
Oh my God, bro. Hey, bro, it might be time to hang up them cleats.
He only went like 4 innings, didn't he?
Gave up 5 runs, 4 innings, fucking nothing higher than 91 miles per hour. And this is my like most favorite pitcher of all time. Like I drove from San Diego to LA 2 straight years and didn't miss a Kershaw start. That's 5-6 hours each way sometimes, bro. I love Clayton Kershaw, but fuck, dude, I think you're done, guy.
Man, I'll tell you what, who got everybody done yesterday was I got so many messages about the Dodgers. Oh man, minus 140. You're never going to get this price again. I was like, hey, that just feels like a fucking trap, man. What are you talking about here? Like they just lost 3 in a row. I get it. They want you to be all over the Dodgers. And then sure enough, that game was over before it even started. Now we cashed the over.
Talking to Spin, he was on the over in that game. Yep. And I straight up told him, I was like, bro, Landon Knack, bro, has problems versus team like the Diamondbacks, bro. He's going to get fucking smoked.
So listen, don't feel bad if you were one of those guys that thought you were catching the Dodgers at a discount. A lot of people did. And they got cooked. So that's the way they were. I mean, look, at the very end of that game, and I was up watching every second of it, unfortunately, because I was waiting for a Freddie Freeman home run. And he didn't get there for me. But I was watching at the bottom of the 9th inning, 2 outs. They got runners on first and second. The score's 9-5. I'm like, there's a chance. No, there was never a chance. They were out of that game right from the get-go. But hey, here's a chance that I like to get involved in. A couple of things that I try to look for, one of which being, again, I mentioned those externalities, what's happening around these guys. How about some time off for Teoscar Hernandez? Had a little hammy groin situation going on out there. I'm sure he got that worked on. Hands-on treatment, I'm sure, as most of us would prefer. But in this case, look, comes back. What's he do out there? He knocks in a run yesterday. He gets the ribby. That's what we're trying to get paid on there. One of the lone bright spots for this LA Dodgers team. Yeah, Ohtani goes yard. Guess what? It was priced at like plus 150. So you're not catching any good money on that thing. But look, 9 home runs. You got a situation for Hernandez here. I know it's Dinger Tuesday. So if I was going to pop one of these dudes, it'd probably be this guy. You look at Dodger Stadium, probably, if not it's definitely top 5 home run friendly ballparks out there. A guy coming in with that time off. And again, familiarity and success. I mean, those are the constants that you look for here. Yeah, you can look at Will Smith. Yeah, you can look at Freddie. Yeah, you can look. I mean, there's a lot of guys on this Dodgers lineup not to fall in love with here, but I'd be surprised if we see the kind of runs that we saw yesterday. That being said, though, I mean, this guy's in the 5 hole. And, if you look at the recent performance, I'm not a Ryan Nelson guy. And who is Teoscar Hernandez. He's got 3 hits on 4 at-bats against this guy, 2 ribeyes for a 750. Rested, experience, home run-friendly ballpark. Give me a shot here with the Dodgers team that's now dropped 4 in a row. Someone's got to step it up, and it might as well be fucking Hernandez.
Bro, what I told fucking Spin Doc is like, oh, darn, the Dodgers are bad in May. Like, bro, this is fucking a long season. We still got a great record. It's baseball. I've seen this year in and year out with the Dodgers. We lose to the worser of the worst teams. We don't show up. We think like we don't, but you put us versus a real contender and they show up. They fucking turn the switch. Now, this is only day 2 of getting Edman and Teoscar back. So our lineup's finally healthy.
And by the way,
pitching ain't.
Both of them produced yesterday, right? I mean, Edman came back there and got that. I think he got that 5th run, if I'm not mistaken, late in the game out there. So we'll see if he makes the lineup today. I think he should be in there. I saw projected he wasn't in the initial look, but still,
what guys are going Oscar at?
Where is it? Hang on. Where'd he go? 170.
That's not bad, bro. That's
no. Again, they're looking at this thing going, you're going to want to play Ohtani. You're going to want to play Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts had a great night last night, too. Still some isolated bright spots out there. You got to think about it. If you're a Dodgers team, every team wants to go knock you off. You're the World Series for every single game that's playing against you. You're still going to pick up 100 wins, and you got to pick the spots. Now, when the Dodgers are priced like they are today, probably indicating they're going to go out there and find a way. But I still wouldn't play them on a 4-game losing streak. That's one of those teams, minus 140. I just laugh because then I don't know when this became a thing. When did it become a thing that guys that send you messages about the plays they're making later on after it loses text you and be like, oh, I never got it in? What, is everybody fucking undefeated in baseball when it comes to Twitter and everything else that goes onto it? I fucking couldn't believe it.
I try not to pay attention to other people out there because I don't even think most people bet their shit.
I agree with that.
So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not here to sell pipe dreams. Mike's not here. Spin Doc ain't here. We ain't here to sell pipe dreams on this, but I'm going to have, like you said, Dinger Tuesday, bro. I did it last time. It didn't pay me, but they'll give me my money back if I lose on DraftKings tonight. And you brought it up for me, bro. Mookie goes in clumps. He got 2 last night. I'm going to jump on the train again today. Free bet. Why not? They'll give it back. But wouldn't be surprised if Mookie hits 4 or 5 in the next fucking week and then cools off again. And if he doesn't, so what? I get a free bet back.
Put it together and smack him right in the mouth with it. I like it. I think, hey, I'll give you an honorable mention. We'll throw one more honorable mention out there just for the shit kick of it here. It's a terrible price tag, but something's funny about this line. Jackson Merrill. You talked about it being Dinger Tuesday. I talked about it. You talked about it. It is Dinger Tuesday. Look, he's got a pretty solid matchup against Chris Bassett. Bassett's given up around 1.4 home runs per 9 innings. Kind of getting, he's kind of average. He's average run of the mill. We've seen the barrel rate for Merrill, 19%. Smashes the ball on the road, 469 batting average, 500 on base percentage out there in a slump. His last 5 games, only 1 hit and 19 at bats. Still, Bassett, the lefty righty matchup, I think things do favor this guy quite a bit. Plus 125 sucks for the RBI price tag, but he'll make honorable mention and take a look at him for a home run as well.
Bro, plus 125 on a guy who's 1 for 19 says he's getting it today.
Yeah, that's what I said. Something funny. Because then you look on the other side of things, you got Manny Machado, who's just a fucking killer. 20 at-bats, he's got 5 hits and a home run. He's priced at plus 155. What's going on here? Do the books know something? That's kind of digging into the weeds there, looking at what's happening.
I know as a guy who looks at metrics, Merrill is really, really good zone contact, chase contact, and that's where Bassett struggles.
Yeah.
So this is a metrics-wise a good matchup for him.
Home run or bust? I think San Diego's in a really great spot, too, for this game today, but that's another story for another show at 6 p.m. Pre-gaming, Sharpie.
I was going to say, bro, let them know right now since we're at that part of the show, bro, what you got going on, where they can find you.
We're rolling, man. We had a big day yesterday. It was 7-2. Like I said, one of those 2 losses was a 2-leg home run prop that was going to pay out almost 17-1. So we got one of them. It was Schwarber. The other guy was Castellanos, who did not get it. And that's just a funny little series out there with this Colorado Coors. I heard you talking a little bit about it. The price tags are just ugly and awful on both sides of the equation. They're expecting runs. So anyway, 6 p.m., we will pop her off. We will look to get this cash. And it's always fun, man. Love Tuesdays.
You'd be proud of me, bro. Last week on Friday's show, I was like, man, I'm not a hitting prop guy. I talked about 2 people. One person didn't do shit. The other guy at least didn't. So Vladdy got a hit, bro, versus Flaherty. And I was dude, versus Nola, who throws the same type of pitches. So I went and looked at that. I was like, he was batting 675 versus Nola. I was like, oh, yeah, bro, he likes this pitch mix.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
That's just by looking at shit for strikeouts that I came across. Vladdy was going to get him.
That's funny how that sometimes I'll do the same when it comes to the K-prop side. I'll be like, oh, you know what? This actually looks like a really good matchup. Not my strength, but I'll jump in there and throw a couple dollars on it.
I thought I was going to just run from Luzardo because of his 2 starts in Colorado. He got the living shit kicked out of him back in 21. His pitch mix is different than 20.
Yeah, dude, he's a demon this year. He's an
absolute
fucking demon.
He throws a sweeper now, bro, which will play in Colorado. Like he used to be fastball, sinker, slider. Slider does not play. Does not play unless it's lefty on lefty, and he only throws it to righties.
Yeah, that's a tricky one too, because Colorado Tovar's a guy that I looked at on the Colorado side of things here. You can't play any of these Phillies though. They're fucking minus 115s, minus 120s.
It's hard to play these Rockies with the first 6 I got going down more than once. Like, Jesus Christ, you're going to have to just play the home runs on them, because it's like you're going to have to do this all on your own.
Tovar is the guy that I looked at there. I can't see. And I mean, they got McMahon buried in the lineup now. That team's just, I try not to play bad teams. I know there's diamonds in the rough, but that's a bad team, man. No doubt about it.
That's a bad team. I was telling Spin this morning, Chris Taylor's going to the Angels or Rockies. Watch. They're going to sign his bitch ass.
You know what messes up teams like that too is when you start looking at debt. Like, look at Baltimore, even the White Sox, today's matchup particularly, and then Colorado. They're going to show favorable opportunities, but then you have to step back from the numbers and be like, this team fucking stinks, man. How can you put your money on them here? But that being said, I might be on Baltimore and the White Sox today.
I'm going to be on Luzardo today. Fuck me running.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not paying minus 150 for his K prop. I'm going to bet the minus 150 and then bet the 6.5 too to get the juice down.
I was thinking about moving it to 5.5. If you're on board with the K prop, I might move that down 1 and then take the 5.5 to it, and that's got to be pretty close to an even money spot.
See, my thing with this K prop, bro, is if he hits the where I think he's 6.5 plus money, I think he gets 9, 10, 11 up there. Like, if he does, he's either not. It's either oh fuck, his shit really doesn't play, or if his sweeper, like I looked at the metrics and the spin and all that, it plays like Lodolo's curve. If that's the fucking case, these guys are in for a day. So I don't want to put, I'm just going to fucking ladder him, take the juice down. And if he hits, he hits. If he doesn't, I'm not losing $150.
Yeah.
I'm losing like $1.25. It's a little better. I can stomach that somewhat. I don't like losing at all.
No, I'd rather, right. But we know the reality behind it, right? So we're going to take some L's along the way. It's just managing what that L looks like when you take it.
Bro, I fucking was disgusted, bro. Well, yesterday I go 2-1. I lose on Senga. He ends up hooking me. He has 1 strikeout through 3 innings and then ends on 5.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch, bro. That motherfucker, bro, had everybody and their mom on 2 strikes. And that was the one I was mad about.
Yeah, I caught that one too. I did have a little sprinkle on that. I see Stop Geo says DJ LeMahieu. I had LeMahieu written down as well. A lot of people are high on this guy today. I don't know if he's going to make the lineup. It's a weird looking Yankees lineup they have out there today. So despite the fact that his numbers are considerable, if you're looking at the Yankees, you got to look at some Goldschmidt in there. Of course, he's one of the guys out there. Trent Grisham in the 2 spot. Goldschmidt. It's Corbin. I wrote it down because LeMahieu was the top of the list. I thought, give me some LeMahieu. Man, and then I started looking with this questionable lineup and behind it. How do you go? Cody Bellinger's another guy. I don't see him projected in the lineup today. Then it comes down to, the last guy that's there is Paul Goldschmidt. 541 versus lefties, 231 versus Corbin, and 4 hits over his last 17 at-bats is not a bad spot for a plus 160. So,
hey,
Harvey, what do we got? You working tonight?
No, yes, I do have to work tonight.
Oh, man, I was getting a nice groove on Tuesdays there. I enjoyed the bankroll boosts.
Yeah, I'm not enjoying working lately, so we'll see how long this is going to work out.
Well, it's always a pleasure, my friend. I always enjoy getting together, especially Tuesdays. I love this big card, full slate to work with. Plenty of opportunities, not squeezing and forcing anything.
I actually thought it was a small card because I only bet certain guys. And because of that, I was able to dig deeper on shit and like, fuck me running. It's like, okay. Even Strider, bro. Like, I get why his K prop's moving to the under or whatever. I get it. But if he's it's his velo being down. And if you read a report and you go look at what he's done versus the Nats in the past, he ain't going to do this on a pitch count. This ain't the Toronto Blue Jays.
It's not like he's going out there. Yeah.
It's not. The Blue Jays was a terrible matchup metric-wise. They're one of the best teams zone contact, and this guy pounds the fucking zone. It's just not a good matchup for him. This right here is a great matchup. It just sucks he's on a pitch count. Appreciate you guys all. Smash the like button on both channels. Hit the subscribe button on both channels. And
Damn
until
right.
next time, guys, let's just stay hot, bro. Let's stay hot, like my daughter